I'll get you for that, right? I have a hotline to God, so. Okay.
Fossil fuels are created on Earth's surface over millions of years from the remains of plants and animals. As plants and animals died, organic material was created over time. Slit and soil began to
Bury. That's okay.
Organic material turned into rock. Pressure and the heat caused that organic material trapped below the rock to change. The organic material turned into either coal, oil, or natural gas. These are non-renewable resources.
Okay, cool. Okay, so coal, oil, natural gas. Do you need your headphones? Okay, Braden, here you go, sweetheart. There you go, honey. Okay, so plants and animals died. So that is what they call organic. So it came from life. Remember over here, okay, on our sheet, on our page yesterday, okay, we talked about biomass, remember? And you guys know bio means life, right? Mass just means, the amount of it, okay? So that is from plants and animals that died, okay? And then for that to become, what did you have to have? What were the two things that you had to have? Pressure and heat. Very good. Very good. So that's buried over time, okay? Sorry, Connor, you're the doorkeeper today. Sorry about that.
Well, he was supposed to get Landon's too. He just got his.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. Okay, so pressure and heat. So that's plants and animals. You guys okay? Coal, oil, natural gas. Okay, good deal. Okay, Miss Bentley, go ahead and read about this.
To create electricity, fossil fuels are burned to heat water in large tanks called boilers. High temperatures cause the water to turn into steam. The pressure from the steam spins a turbine to create electricity. A turbine is a machine in which wheel is spun to generate electricity.
Okay, so the steam, so it's heated, right? The fossil fuels are burned. It heats the water just like boiling water on a stove, right? Except it's so much that steam turns this turbine, okay? Turbine, I've heard it both ways, okay? This turbine, and that is a machine, and that wheel is spun, and then that generates electricity, okay? And you're thinking, well, that's weird. Well, no, because remember yesterday we looked at what electricity is, right? All electricity is what? Excited electrons, right. So it just excites those electrons and makes electricity, right? Okay, so isn't that pretty cool? All right, so that's a turbine. Okay, so here's another vocab word, the turbine. Okay, the turbine is a machine, right? So you need to make sure you know that. That's your vocab word. Okay, and then the three types of fossil fuels, correct? Okay, you guys okay with that? Okay. All right. Mr. Aaron, read about coal, please.
Coal is a fossil fuel and non-renewable resource. It is a brownish black rock that is found close to Earth's surface. For this reason, it is considered the latest fossil fuel. In order for coal to be used, it has to be removed from the ground, through surface, or underground mining.
Okay, so coal. Now, when it says it's close to the Earth's surface. So think of your pile of dirty clothes, right? Okay, so you put your dirty clothes, Monday's clothes go in there, and then Tuesdays, then Wednesdays, right? So normally I don't go back and look in my laundry once I throw it in my laundry basket, right? Okay, I don't wear old dirty clothes. But youngest, the ones I wore on Friday, where are they found? On the top. Very good. Okay, so that's what they're saying. The coal is close to our surface. Okay, so that's why they say it's the youngest fossil fuel. The coal is. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, and we'll look at some coal mines and that kind of thing. Okay. All right. All right, Kagan, read that next paragraph, sir.
The U.S. Energy Information Administration reports that burning coal generates 30% of the electricity in our country. At this rate, the worldwide supply of coal will last about 150 years.
150 years. Okay. So he just made a statement about statistics, did he not? Statistics is numbers that they can gather from data, okay, that they've collected. All right, so he just made this statement. How do I know that that's true? How do I know what Kagan just said is true? Because what? We read it, right? PSO is not going to lie to us. And if you guys see that little number, 1, do you guys see that? Okay, here we go. Very, very back of your book, guys. References. Very, very back of your book, where it says references. Do you see that? Okay, see number 1? Okay. Where is that from, Kagan? What does that say?
World Coal Association.
The World Coal Association. So you can probably safely assume that that's pretty accurate, right? That's the World Coal Association, right, guys? So if you want to look it up and verify it, you can always go to that website and check her out, and also learn other information. Okay? Does that make sense? Yes, Connor. No, hurricane season, they said this morning when I was watching Ag Day, and they said it's officially over now. And they said it's the biggest in history for, I don't know how many, I forgot, I apologize, I don't remember the years. But they said they've never had this many, that they've actually had 6. So I'm assuming they're probably, 6 of them they hit as full-force hurricanes on land. Okay? So, pardon me? Yeah, there were so many, guys, that they ran out of names. Remember we talked about how they named the hurricanes? Okay? And so remember that those last couple ones were really funky names. And so they were saying they were having to dig through archives of the hurricane history to try to find some kind of names for these other hurricanes. Because you don't want to, they've got that system set up. Okay? So, pardon me? Yeah, because they already went through our English alphabet, then the Greek alphabet, and remember there were those weird names like Eta and Zeta, yeah. So they had already gone through the Greek alphabet, and so now they were finding other names. So there were probably a lot of them that we didn't even see or that showed up. So obviously, but they were large enough that they were hurricanes and they named them. Okay. Now later we can look up how many are actually retired names. You remember? Because I bet there's going to be at least 2 probably that were hurricanes that are going to be retired. Remember Laura and, pardon me? Yes, 2020, the natural champion of natural disasters. Oh my word! Yeah, ice storm in Oklahoma in October. I mean, my goodness. They said it's supposed to snow. Chance of snow tomorrow. Yeah. Okay. Shh. Okay. All right. Let's. I know. Okay. All right. So Kagan, you read about coal. So read that little right there, that picture. Okay, so it's removed from the ground through surface or underground mining. And we're not very familiar with coal mines, right, in Oklahoma, but they are more in North South Carolina, Tennessee, those areas, right? Virginia, okay? That's where a lot of the coal mines are. Okay, all right, the second fossil fuel. Now, we're familiar with this, right? Oil. In fact, Oklahoma's budget is built on the oil industry. Okay. All right. Connor, why don't you read that first paragraph, sir?
Oil is the second oldest fossil fuel, also known as
Petroleum.
petroleum or crude oil. Most of the oil in the U.S. comes from Texas, North Dakota, New Mexico, Oklahoma, and Alaska. It is used to generate electricity, manufacture goods, and keep clothes or engines running.
Very good. Okay, so that's the second oldest one. Okay, petroleum or crude. And then if you'll notice, there was another little 2. Did you guys notice that? So that's a reference, because aren't they giving us numbers and statistics? Yes or no? Okay, so they have to verify that. Okay, when you guys write, okay, papers, don't you have to verify your sources? Have you done that? I think you have in reading, right? I think you started to last year, I think. I know if you had Mrs. Potter, you definitely did. Okay. Okay. U.S. Okay. And didn't. Okay. Who read that? Oh, Kagan read that. U.S. Energy Information Administration, EIA, right? So that's where they got that information about crude oil production. Okay. So again, you can find that information. Okay. Petroleum or crude oil. Okay. All right. So continue reading about oil, Miss Neely.
Oil must be extracted from the ground. To do this, scientists and engineers study Earth's geography and
Geology. No, you're fine. You're correct.
to determine where the oil can be found. Once located, drilling begins deep into the soil through mud and rock. Oil is then pumped out of the ground using a structure called an oil well.
Okay, and we are very familiar with oil wells in Oklahoma, are we not? Okay. All right. So geography and geology. Okay. So can anyone tell me what geography is? Geography. Has Mrs. Harris talked about that yet in social studies? Geography. Okay. It's where you study maps. Yes, maps. Yeah. Yes. So geography, that's where you study maps, okay, and locations of things. Okay. And you're saying, but Miss Gosen, how's that different than geology? Okay. Geology is studies of the rocks and the underground, all the formation. Okay. And the rock cycle and the rocks and the mud and the sand and the soil. Okay. Okay. Remember OGY? Do you remember what that means? Remember? Biology. Hint, hint. Yes. The study of. Yeah. Biology is the study of. Tatum? Life. B-I-O. Bio means life. Okay. Geology. Geo means earth. Right? Well, ooh, look at this. Geography, geology. So here, that's of your maps. Isn't that cool? So you can dissect your words and understand the meaning. Yes, Mr. Brian.
I thought Geo meant a rock.
Geo, you have a rock. Yeah.
We're on a rock floating in space.
Third rock from the sun. Third rock from the sun. Aren't we? Are we the third planet from the sun?
Oh, I thought you said we're the...
We are the third rock from the sun. Haven't you ever heard that?
No, the second.
Huh?
We are the third.
We are the third. Okay. Okay.
No.
Okay. Natural gas. Hey, guys. Okay, Mr. Oscar, read the natural gas there. Did I have you read? No, you haven't read yet. Okay.
Natural gas is a major energy source for the United States. It has been used to meet energy over 20 years. Most of it comes from Texas, Pennsylvania, Oklahoma, Colorado, and New Mexico.
Okay, there you go again. There's some more numbers, right? And little number 3. Okay.
Natural gas is considered the cleanest of the fossil fuels because it's burned. When it burns, it produces pollutants.
Fewer pollutants, right. So it's the cleanest of the fossil fuels. Okay? All right? And it's a major energy source. And isn't that amazing? For over 200 years, gas. Okay? So number 3. I wonder what number 3 is back here. Okay? Ooh, again, U.S. Energy Information Administration, but it's the number of producing gas wells. Okay? All right? All right? Okay. Okay, Braylon, go ahead and read that last paragraph.
Natural gas is used to generate electricity in products, coal cars, buses, and trucks. People use natural gas to heat water, oil,
Fuel stoves. Mm-hmm.
stoves, underweight furnaces, and power things at home.
Okay, so how many of you know if you have natural gas, like water heater or a stove? Do you guys have a gas stove?
I have a gas
Okay.
stove.
Yeah. So when you guys had when you guys were out of electricity, you guys could still use your stove and your oven if you had gas, right? Okay. I had, like, we have a gas heater, gas water heater. So I could still have my hot baths when I didn't have electricity. Okay. Because we have a gas water heater.
But light.
Okay. Huh?
Without light.
Without light. That's okay. I had candles.
Once in a while, I was showering and the lights went out.
My mom, was it we were in there? My mom, after the ice storm, my mom bought super bright
Uh-huh. LEDs, good. Okay. Up here about oil. Okay, Hensley, read about the oil up here.
Oil is pumped from the ground using an oil lamp. Usually the captured oil is a mix of oil, water, and some natural gas.
Okay, so here it shows a setup, okay? And you guys, hopefully, if you guys pay attention to our rural countryside, you should see these and see, always watch the process of them around our farm, okay? All right, look at this, now this is natural gas use in Oklahoma. Okay, so that's what Braylon just read. The vehicle fuel, it's not very much. Commercial, 7%. Residential, 10%. Industrial, 38%. And generating electricity, 45%. Okay? Okay. ONG, have you guys heard of ONG? What is that? What's the company?
Oh no, gosh.
No. What is that? Oklahoma?
Natural
Gasoline.
Gas. Okay. Oklahoma Natural Gas. Okay. ONG.
So you remember it would be Owen, but never mind. I was gonna say something.
Okay.
But I don't know.
Yes. Okay. Did you know natural gas is used as raw material for fertilizers, plastics, and other common products? Okay. So they use natural gas quite a bit. All right. So I really don't want them to get rid of natural gas, right? Okay. All right. Okay, the next one. All right. All right, uranium. Okay, now we're still on non-renewable, right? But the 3 fossil fuels are what? Please tell me. Coal,
Natural gas.
And
oil. Good. Very, very good. Very, very good. Okay, yes, Brian. Okay. You want to read uranium? Okay. Guys, okay, go ahead, Connor. Connor wants to read about uranium.
Uranium is a non-renewable resource, but it is not fossil fuel. It looks like silver and white metal and is found in rock. Uranium is used for fuel to produce electricity. It is known from rock formation that are going and producing
Process.
process into small cylindrical pellets. The pellets are about the size of a fingertip, but each one produces the same amount of energy as 550 gallons of water.
Okay, it's 150. 150. Yeah. So guys, look at that. Think what he just read, guys. Look, the pellets are about the size of a fingertip. Okay? So that's not very big, right? Fingertip, they're tiny. But look how much it produces, guys. The same as 150 gallons of oil. Okay? So it's pretty powerful stuff, isn't it? Okay? Now, uranium is a naturally found element. Okay? Yes, and it produces radiation. Okay, but it's also what? It's non-renewable, right? When we talked about what non-renewable meant yesterday, correct? Yes? Okay. Okay, read up there, Connor.
Uranium is used for
Nuclear energy. Okay, so if you've ever seen pictures, those are nuclear power plants. Okay? Yeah, nuclear power plants. So they use that uranium to burn, okay, for nuclear energy. Okay? All right. Okay. Lana, read here about uranium. Reaction? Fission. Okay, fission just means splitting. So that's very good. You see, the splitting means fission. That's why they have it parentheses. Very good, Lena. Atom. Okay, so what she just read, guys, they either can split, which means fission, or they can merge the atoms, which means fusion. Okay, does that make sense? Yes, okay. And she just read about the uranium atoms. Okay, well, remember we talked about what an atom is? Right? Remember? Made up of protons, electrons, and neutrons. Okay, so uranium has a certain amount of numbers of protons and neutrons and electrons. So that's what makes it uranium. Okay, so if you split these atoms or you combine them, it makes energy, which makes sense, doesn't it? It's scary because it's nuclear energy, right? It's pretty powerful. Okay, I'm sorry, Lana. Go ahead. Ooh, there you go. Surface of the sun, pretty hot. Okay, that's nuclear energy. Okay, and didn't Miss Bentley read about a turbine or a turbine earlier? Okay, so they produce that. They either split or they combine the uranium atoms, make the energy, boil the water, steam is produced just like boiling water on your stove, right? But you have such a great amount that turns the turbine and makes electricity. Does that make sense? Okay. All right. Good job. Now, you don't think about this. Now, water is our first, what? Renewable or non-renewable? Renewable. Very good. Okay. Brian, read about water, sir.
Water is a renewable resource that covers about 71% of the Earth's surface. It is almost important on Earth. Without it, would there would be no plants, animals, or humans. A person can survive for a month or more without eating food, but only a week or so without drinking. This is why water must be carefully used.
Okay, so basically, if we didn't have water, we wouldn't survive, would we? Okay.
Our water, like our bodies minerals.
Yeah. Right. Our bodies are made out of water, aren't they? Composed mainly of water. Okay. So we have to have that. Okay. So there would be no plants, animals, or humans. Okay. I gotta water my plants. I gotta feed my cats. Water my cattle. Gotta water my horse, pigs, cows, cats, dogs. Right. Okay. I guess I don't have to, but I don't want to let them die.
Oh no, I said like.
Huh?
Do you have like one of those things that you have to like go out there?
We have a spring-fed creek, so the cattle have water year-round. Yeah. Okay. All right. Who hasn't read yet? Liza, you haven't read.
Moving water is a powerful source of energy. One way this energy can be captured is by directing and moving water through a turbine, which generates hydropower. Hydropower is the electricity that is generated using the energy of flowing water.
Okay. Hydro means water, right? So it's electricity generated using the energy of flowing water. Okay? So water flows, and that's energy, right? Okay? If you've ever been caught up in a tide or a current or something, it can be very, very scary. Don't ever do it, okay? Because you can easily drown. But water is powerful, right? And it's full of energy that can move things. Okay, so again, what do we have? What Bentley read about? The turbine. There we go again. So see how important the turbine is? Okay? All right, so over here, Liza, can you read up here, please?
Hydropower captures the energy of moving water and turns it into electricity.
Okay, so a lot of dams, Hoover Dam, okay? A lot of these dams are built, and we don't think about it, but they are used to generate electricity, okay? I've never had the privilege, my dad did. If you ever get to tour Hoover Dam, it's really cool, okay? All right, so that's a renewable water. Okay, here we go on sun, right? The sun. Okay, Asher, you haven't read. Go for it.
The sun is the star at the center of our solar system. Even though it is about 93 million miles away, sunlight only takes 8.3 minutes to reach Earth.
Okay, think about that, guys. 8.3 minutes. That's a long time. Yes, Connor.
Speed of light is very fast.
Yes,
Very fast.
yes. I know, in the scheme of things. That's right. But isn't that amazing, guys? 93 million miles away. Okay. And can you slow down just a tad on your reading?
Most energy on Earth comes from the sun. When sunlight hits Earth, it arrives in form of the solar radiant energy. Solar panels absorb radiant energy and convert it to electricity.
Okay. So over here, can you read about that up here, please, Asher, on the solar panels?
Meeting rooms are comfortable and basketball courts are well lit at the Chandler Park Community Center because they turn to the sun for solar saving.
Okay. So solar panels, okay, that you have. You guys might have seen them. All right. I know in New Mexico and Arizona, a lot of homes have solar power because, my goodness, it's hot out there, right? And the sun shines all the time. So I know it's kind of a big thing out there. They don't have trees, do they? If you've ever had the chance to drive through New Mexico or Arizona, it's not, in some parts of it, it's not real pretty. They don't have grass in their yards. They don't have trees, that kind of thing, because they don't have, it's a desert, right? So obviously that makes sense to have panels to collect sun, right? Okay, Hensley, read that next part. Uh-huh.
Some days it would be really rainy and some days it would be so warm that it didn't even feel like you're running.
I know. I know. It's amazing. Yeah. Okay, Hensley.
The panels are made up of solar cells, also known as
Photovoltaic. That's a tough word. Photovoltaic. Okay, so let's break it down. Photo means what? Like a photograph, you're using light to take a picture, right? Light, energy. Volt, that's your energy. Like your 9-volt batteries, right? So it's like a very strong, it's a cell, PV cells for short. Okay, I'm so sorry, Hensley. Go ahead.
Well, PV cells for short. PV cells can be found on calculators, small appliances, and even spacecraft. These cells were first developed in the 1930s for use on U.S. space satellites and were made of
Silicon.
and a special type of
Okay. Silicon, special type of melted sand. Isn't that cool? Have you heard of Silicon Valley? Okay. Silicon Valley in California? Okay. Because that's where that sand is found. That's where it was oriented. Yes, originated. Yes, and there's a number 5 up here. Very good. Right here. And then also down here, what? Number 6. Okay, so number 5 and 6. Let's look at these guys. Okay, and we missed this about uranium. That was number 4. But number 5, how long does it take sunlight to reach the Earth? Cha-ching, right there. Okay? And then number 6, satellite power system, solar power. So if you guys want to read about any of these extra things, there they are. Okay? It's pretty cool. Okay? Very good. Okay. Where is it? Tatum. Huh? Who hasn't read? Tatum, go ahead and read. You. Okay, go ahead. No, right here, sweetheart.
In Oklahoma, it's easier to find solar panels outdoor. The University of Texas Space Tennis Center is powered by nearly 4,000 panels. Half of the panels face east and half face west to produce maximum energy. Systems like these help conserve natural resources.
Okay, so this that you read about earlier, that Liza read, I think, or Hensley, this was in Tulsa. Okay? All right, wind, okay? And this is starting to be a big thing around here. Okay? Aaron, read about wind, sir.
Earth's surface is made of different types of magnetic waves which directly heat and return at different rates. Wind is caused by an
Uneven.
uneven movement of Earth's surface.
Okay, guys. Wind. What causes wind?
Uneven Earth's surface.
Okay, make sure you know that, right? Okay? Because we have different types of land, don't we? Our geography is different, is it not? Okay? Okay. Braylon, read this one, please.
The warm air over the land expands in phases.
Heavier.
Heavier polar air replaces with this moment of air is called
Convection. Very good. Okay, when did you hear the term convection? Yes, Connor. Bill Nye the Science Guy. Didn't we watch our DVD on fire safety for the fire department, Weatherford Fire Department? Okay, convection, right?
That's who it was.
Yes, Pumpkin. The whole thing, Bill Nye the Science Guy. Remember, he was showing you. He taught you convection, conduction, radiation, and how fire starts. And remember, we timed that room that started with the candle burning within 3 minutes. Remember that? Okay, Addison, read the next one.
Machines such as windmills and wind turbines can be used to harvest wind energy. There are many types of wind machines,
But we need to turn the page.
but they all generate electricity. In similar ways, the force of wind turns the blades and
Momentum.
keeps the blades spinning. The blades are connected to a turbine, which converts the wind energy to electricity.
Okay, so up there at the top of those windmills that we have around here, there's a turbine up there. Okay, like Bentley read about earlier. Okay, so, and that converts the wind energy into electricity. Okay, Brian, can you read there?
In 2007,
Nationwide.
Wind energy provided almost 1/3 of Oklahoma's electricity
Production.
production. Wind farms like the Winter Wind Energy Center in western Oklahoma have considered
Non-renewable.
resources.
Very good. Okay, very good. Okay, can the wind ever stop? What do you think? Can the wind ever stop?
Sometimes.
But it stops for a little bit.
Don't we have wind still? There's still some kind of currents, but a lot of times we don't feel it. But why? If it ever stops, why? Because what causes wind? What causes wind? What causes wind?
And the earth.
Okay, is it ever not uneven? What do you think? There may be itty bitty spots, right? Okay. But Oklahoma, Kansas, you guys think Oklahoma and Kansas is more flat than Oklahoma. And my goodness, when I was in college up there for a year, it was horribly windy. It was worse than Oklahoma. I didn't think anything could be worse. Okay. So it's pretty windy in Kansas. So, I mean, it'd be tough, right? Okay. All right. So read up here, Hensley.
European wind farm powers about 104
Yeah, you're right. 104,000. Okay. All right. So, and they have the source is EDP Renewables, okay? So, I forgot to look up where Blue Canyon wind farms are. But it's in Oklahoma, okay? All right. Okay. We didn't read about the wind over here, back on that page when Miss Addison had to turn. Okay, Addison, read about right here.
The wind is caused by the uneven heating of Earth's system.
Okay, so again, the sun heats the air, warm air rises off the land, cool air comes in, right? Okay, so we've got ponds and lakes and streams and all kinds of things. We've got valleys and hills and, okay. So do you think it's uneven heating around here? Yes. Okay. So it'd be pretty tough. We may have some lower or less windy days than others, but it'd still be pretty tough to have no wind, right? Okay. Okay. All right. So that's what they do. They take all these measurements to know where to place these wind farms. Okay. So they take the geography, right? The way the land lies, okay? So that's how they know where to place the wind turbines around here. Okay? All right, so we will finish with biomass. We'll start back on biomass tomorrow, right? Okay?
Biomass.